today is a special day. We are live on June 19th, 2024. Do you know what the day is? Well, first, a proper introduction. Let's talk with the Tolens. I am Michael Tolan, and this is
LaToi's Tolen.
all right. Hey, we're a married couple. Just decided to come to y'all and talk about some various topics that we hear married couples talking about, or just couples in general, not necessarily married, but we just wanted to shed some light, shed some wisdom, if we can, on various topics. And today's topic is on vacations. So we'll talk a little bit about vacations. But again, today is Juneteenth, right?
Juneteenth. Yeah.
Juneteenth. What matter of fact, let's take a toast to Juneteenth.
All right.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Uh, I like to say,
Sure.
here's to all those that suffered through, the horrific
Yeah.
time of slavery in the United States, and here's to being free
All right.
on
Salute.
Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth.
All right, salute.
Salute. That's good.
Oh, nah, but nah, Juneteenth. What does it mean to you?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, it means freedom.
Good.
Yeah. No longer in bondage. No longer in captivity. Freedom.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate. Slavery. The end of slavery was announced in I'm gonna mess the years.
1864.
1865, right?
65.
Emancipation Proclamation, right?
65.
And then somehow the word didn't get to Texas, Louisiana, a couple other states, I believe.
And they were still enslaved.
Still enslaved.
For
was it
several
2
years?
Or 3 years? 2 or 3 years?
Was it?
I think it was 3.
Well, several.
We'll have to go back and do our research.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit more research, but
I paid attention in school, but they didn't talk about it.
Was still a little longer than the other states. So, unfortunately, but hey, it finally happened.
But we's free.
Yeah, we's free now, baby.
We's free. This episode of Let's Talk with the Tolens is brought to you by LaToi's seafood sauce. Look at that, beautiful. This is the sweet heat version of LaToi's seafood sauce. There's also a garlic butter version. Absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. Go out today to our website.
LaToi's sauce.
LaToi's sauce.
Yeah,
there you go. Google
LaToi's sauce. Just Google it.
And,
I'm sorry.
We'll flash it up on the screen on the video.
Yeah.
Post production, right? So nobody has any issues finding the website. But LaToi's sauce is. I'm biased, but I tell you, it's great, fantastic.
Thank you, baby.
All right. So again, our topic is vacations. I mean, we can delve into it many different ways.
Right.
So we'll just start out. I'll let you start out. I know you like taking vacations.
I love taking vacations.
Yeah.
I guess the topic of discussion would be.
What do you think about vacations?
I love vacations. I think vacations are needed for couples as well as families. I mean, you work half of your life. What do we have? 24 hours out of a day. Yeah, more than half of your life. But you have 24 hours out of a day, and you spend the majority of that at work, right? Yeah, well, I mean, 8 hours. Some do 12 hours, some do 16 hours, but the majority of your time is spent working. So you need to take a breather. You need a break, and a vacation is needed.
Yeah. Did you take a lot of vacations as a child?
I did. Yeah, we took vacations twice a year.
Okay,
and that was either going to King's Dominion, down south, amusement parks, wherever. We just, sometimes we would go on the weekends and just stay in a hotel.
Yeah, I would like the Cosby's or something, right?
No,
real like Cosby's. I didn't go on vacation. I think the most I went on when I was a young kid, I think I went to Carowinds in North Carolina. Probably maybe the beach or something, Myrtle Beach or something like that. But it was rare that we went on vacation.
Yeah.
So,
And it's strange because a lot of people don't take vacations. They've never been out of the state that they live in.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were born there. They never left. They know nothing else outside of the state that they live in.
Right.
I think that's kind of
that is.
it's
It's
unfortunate.
sad.
It's
Because
sad.
look,
It's
as a child,
unfortunate.
I'm watching TV, watching all these families go on
Yeah.
vacations, and just kind of, you know, visualizing and having my whole thoughts about it all, and like, man, one day I'm gonna go on vacation.
Right.
Go on this family trip. What was the movie? The movie they
Which
made
one?
several episodes about.
With
Was it
with
Chevy
Ice
Chase?
Cube?
No, was it Chevy Chase?
Oh,
No,
Groundhog Day.
no, not
Groundhog.
Groundhog Day. When they were in the station wagon
Yeah.
and they
It
were
was.
going to
We
vacation.
just saw
Oh
that.
man,
It
I
was
can't remember the name. But
uh
anyway,
I can't think. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so you
But
mentioned Ice Cube, but there's many movies about vacation.
right.
So, um, to me, I agree. We as adults, we
Yeah.
spend a lot of time working and trying to provide for our
We
families,
do.
and I think that's one of the key components. Either whether it's with the entire family, with the kids,
Mhm.
everybody, or just
Spouse vacation.
spouses,
Mom and dad.
husband, wife,
Yeah.
couples. You know, we all need some individual
We
alone
do.
time,
We
right?
do.
And going on vacations, I think that helps to it changes the scenery. One,
It does.
you get out of your element, and see something different, a different environment. And a lot of times that brings about different emotions,
Mhm.
different mindsets. Because you may go somewhere and see a culture that's doing something different. It may motivate you or inspire you to
Correct.
do something, because
Yeah.
it's like, man, I got this idea. When I get back home, I'm gonna do this because I
Right.
seen
'Cause I saw
somebody
it.
else doing it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But you never know what's out there until you explore.
You never
So
know, and I love people. I love well, hold on.
no.
I like people, and
There you go.
but I like cultures. I like experiencing different cultures.
Right.
You love people.
I do.
You're a people person. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
I do.
vacations, man. Have we gone on vacation this year? I
Yeah,
think we have.
we have we've gone on a couple of vacations.
Where did we go? I'm trying to think. Early in the
DR, we went
year,
to Dominican
yeah,
Republic.
Dominican Republic. We had to go
We
backwards.
got
The
to
last
okay,
one,
so let's go.
Dominican Republic.
We went to
Where's that again?
Louisiana, New Orleans
We went to
rather.
New Orleans. We're talking this year, or we're talking just you trying
This
to
year.
rattle off all the vacations
Let me
we've been
just let me go back. So we went to DR. And that's it for this year.
for this year. I'm trying.
We
I
just
believe
went on
so.
one vacation. Now, if you go back
But we've
to
been out of
last year,
town. We've
yeah,
been a
back and
couple
forth to
places.
South
South Carolina,
Carolina.
yeah. Philly. Didn't we go to Philly?
We went to
Went to
Philly.
Philly.
Where else we
I'm trying to
go?
think.
Oh wow,
It all runs together. It
it
starts to
does.
run together.
Yeah.
But what's some of the notable vacations we've been on that come to
Okay,
mind for
so
you?
we've been to Dominican Republic. We've been to New Orleans. To Florida, Mexico,
Right.
Costa Rica.
Uh-huh.
Um, we've been to where else?
Yeah, the list goes on.
Panama. No, we didn't
Yeah.
go to Panama, did we?
Went to California. Did you mention California?
California,
We went
Mexico.
to New York. Do you consider that a vacation?
Yeah, New York is a
I don't know.
vacation. Yeah,
Yeah.
New York. Uh, to look in the refrigerator. I had to look at all the magnets I brought. So we've been on some really cool
Puerto
vacations.
Rico.
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Puerto
We've been on some really cool vacations,
Mhm.
and we went to some really cool spots. So
Yeah.
we've had some really good vacations.
Good, good.
And I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah, looking forward to more. I
Yeah.
think, ideally, I mean, I'd like to go as much as possible, but at least 2 to 3 per year.
Per year.
Me
Yeah.
personally, I like going out of the country. What do you
Yes.
prefer, in country or out of the
I
country?
prefer out of the country. Anything out of the USA. And that's because I like to just see what other cultures are doing, how they're living, and things that are not normal for us there. Well, no, let me back it up. Things that are normal for us here may not be their norm. So I want to see how they live. I want to see how the other side of the world, lives, and I like to explore different things. So I would prefer an out of the country vacation versus in the U.S.
And we've gone on cruises too.
And also we've gone on cruises. Yeah.
You mentioned out of the country.
Yeah.
Is something that's very important. I think everybody should get a passport if you're able to.
Everybody. Yeah.
You know, I think now, and I don't want to tell you the wrong information, but I think one of the bigger roadblocks was, people with criminal histories or felonies. Yeah. But I think there's ways around it.
There's ways around that now. They are allowing persons that has had a I would say a troubled past, or just any run-ins with the law. They are allowing you guys or whoever to get passports, yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah. So
because there were stipulations, yeah, prior to what, years ago, you couldn't even get a passport.
Yeah. Also, if you owe like
back child support, they would deny you, right?
Yeah.
What else? Criminal past, child support. I think those are the two major, yeah, two major ones. Things that would prevent you from getting a passport.
Yeah, and honestly, the passport process is pretty easy. You can get it all done at your local post office. And you may want to check with them because certain post offices they have different schedules. Some may do it on certain days.
Yeah.
And then some of the bigger ones, you probably could just walk in there anytime and do it. But I think for the most part, you have to
you have to make an yeah, online appointment. They're no longer taking walk-ins.
Yeah.
So you just have to make an online appointment, and you'll be fortunate if you can get an immediate appointment, but sometimes it's a couple weeks out.
Yeah. And then you go in there, you take your, what is it, roughly $150 or so.
Yeah.
I think
approximately.
They do your photo there.
Right.
You got to take
your birth certificate.
Original copy.
Original copy. They will mail it back. They're going to keep your original copy, but then they'll mail it back.
Right.
With your passport.
And then, actually, my cousin just went through the process. About a month ago.
Yeah,
so. And I think it took him about 30 days to get his back.
Not long though.
Some people that we know, it took a couple weeks.
Mommy's were back. So my mother applied for her passport, and it took her 10 days.
Okay, yeah, that's quick.
So within 10 days, she had her passport and her birth certificate back.
That's quick.
So,
but yeah, don't let that be the hold up for you being able to go out of the country, explore new cultures, new people, different environments, different places. So get that passport. I urge everyone that doesn't have it to get it, and then maybe we'll start like a travel group or something.
Yeah.
For our family and friends.
For our family and friends, yeah.
That really want to travel.
And see other parts of the world.
Well, let me mention this first. So to go, you can still go out of the country without a passport currently, and that would be on a cruise.
Yeah.
So as long as that cruise ship ports, the port that it leaves from, it returns back to that same port.
Right.
You can go,
right,
port out of Florida or South Carolina,
Galveston,
anywhere where there's water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Along the coastlines, anywhere. You can port out and go to different places. Go to Mexico, Caribbean, Jamaica,
wherever,
Bahamas,
right?
Wherever. Alaskan cruises. You can do all types of stuff without a passport.
Without a passport.
Yeah.
So you can still cruise without having an official passport. Yeah.
What was that? Oh, here's another thing about vacations. Back in the day when I first really started traveling by myself, I wasn't making a lot of money at all. Was in the military, right? When I first got in the military, and so my way of being able to afford to go places was I would have to save, right?
Right.
To be able to go on a trip. So my way of saving, I would take like a shoebox, and then every time I got paid, I would put $20, $50, whatever I could afford to put in there at that point. And then it would just build up over time. So so for example, if most people get paid that's working jobs get paid every 2 weeks.
Yeah, bi-weekly.
So if you put $100 in a box every 2 weeks, so that's $200 a month. At the end of a year, you got
$2,400. Yeah.
Right? So that
can pay for your flight,
right?
Your lodging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and you'll have some spending
and you
money.
have some
You can
spending money.
splurge and buy
Yeah,
some things, and
yeah.
because out of major hubs like Dallas,
Mhm.
Atlanta, some of these Charlotte, some of these major hubs, you can get flights to like we get
Round trip
round trip
flights.
flights to Costa Rica, Panama, somewhere like that for $300.
Right. Yeah.
It's all about timing
Right.
too with flights. So the earlier you get your tickets, the better.
The better.
And then
Yeah.
they got little notifications you can set up on these travel sites that they'll notify you when the price of tickets drop.
Yeah.
And you just have to be ready to purchase. So there's many ways to be able to afford to travel. So
It is.
I think that's important
So
is to intentionally put money aside to travel. Just think about it.
yeah.
A lot of times people spend money on over a weekend. They blow money on just nonsense.
Alcohol.
Whether it's going out to party,
marijuana, your weed,
buying clothes, shoes,
clothes.
bags. The new pair of Jordans come out. And
Yeah.
spend $300.
Just frivolous spending.
Right.
When you can be very frugal with it and just set aside a certain percentage or just a certain dollar amount.
Right.
And just store it, put it aside and say, hey, this is my vacation box. And just, save up to where, and just have a dollar amount in mind that you're wanting to achieve, that you want to save, save for.
So if you're buying a big bottle of Hennessy every weekend,
what's that? Like $60 maybe? Yeah.
$75.
Take that money and put it aside. Yeah.
Just, one
put it
weekend,
away.
Don't drink the big bottle.
Get a little smaller one. Get the smaller bottle. You can still drink, but just get the smaller bottle.
But it's about
you save.
It's about sacrifice.
It is. Yeah. And
figuring out ways you can save.
Yeah.
Yeah. To go on trips.
Being disciplined enough to do that as well.
Because a lot of people think it's super expensive to go outside of this country.
Yeah,
really
but it's not.
Depending on where you're going. Now, some places, it's going to cost you. If you're going to Dubai, your ticket, your flights is going to be super expensive. You're going to, because we plan on going to where? Thailand.
Thailand.
And right now, the lowest I've seen the flights was like $1,100 something, about $1,200. And they range, up to right now, so up to about 1,800. So
yeah,
we put your notifications on, and when it drops, I'm looking for it
to drop.
I'm waiting for it to drop below like $1,000.
Right.
But to that point, everywhere doesn't cost that much. They're very inexpensive, very beautiful places you can go.
Yes. Wow.
Outside of this country. So yeah, and not even just outside the country, inside the country. There's many places you can go. Hop in your car,
drive,
take a
do a road trip,
4 hour drive, 5 6 hour drive somewhere, and just enjoy yourself. Go get in a cabin somewhere, or
and just enjoy life.
There's all types of stuff you can do.
It is. Yeah, it is.
As far as vacation.
And even if you just, may not be able to afford a out of state vacation, get take one weekend off and say, hey, let's just go to a hotel.
Yeah.
And just stay for a weekend.
What do you call that? A staycation?
A staycation.
Yeah. Or a vacation.
Or a vacation. No, that's not the same. Well, right? No, that's boyfriend and girlfriend, I think, right? All right. Staycation. Yeah, so you just going to a nice hotel and just staying for the weekend. Get you a nice bottle of wine or alcohol, whatever you drink, and just make a weekend of it, and just have fun with your significant other. Right. Get out the house, and sometimes that can also change your mood or your mindset. You're giving yourself a breather or a digress from your norm, which is the house, the environment, and you're going outside and just doing something different. Just a woosah moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just something that takes you out the element for a little while.
Now, how often do you think couples should go on vacation?
Well, you said what, 3 times a year?
I say I would like to go.
I would love to go 3 times a year, baby. But I think that it's important that you at least take a vacation twice a year, say every 6 months, if you can afford to do that. If you can afford to do more, then that's always good. But I think it's important that you do have a vacation with your significant other, because it gives you time to just connect, right? Or reconnect,
right?
To just bond and get that spark back in if it ever left, or if it's dying. You want to keep that spark going.
And like I said,
keep that fire lit.
It gets you out of your everyday element.
Yeah,
so,
it does.
It changes
your mindset.
You change your mind.
It does. Your mindset.
So,
and it's fun.
Now, if
you be happy,
if you're uninterrupted, right? You can't be, people calling you from wherever every 5 minutes,
right. So
while you're on vacation, right?
And I agree. And with that being said, we have to silence those phones. Put them phones on silent. Because you know you can have the intentions on dedicating time to your significant other or your spouse or whomever, but when that phone rings, it interrupts the whole mood.
Yeah.
And to keep from hearing that phone ringing, I say silent. Just silent your phone for the weekend. If it's important, I feel like they would text and say, "Hey, it's me. Pick up. I'm trying to call you. Blah 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 blah." Yeah. But if it's not, then don't answer that phone.
You remember to speak to that? You remember we had went to Cabo. What was it, Cabo?
Cabo.
And as soon as we got there, we had went to Walmart. We got to check into our resort.
But we had already discussed before we left that we weren't going to be in our phones too. Remember?
Yeah. But as soon as we got there, we checked in and we said, "Hey, let's go get some drinks and stuff for the room, some water, whatever, right?" And we're in Walmart, and I get the phone call. My phone kept ringing.
Your phone kept ringing.
And I'm like, okay, this got to be important.
Yeah.
And and it was a notification my aunt had passed. Now this is, a couple hours after we get, there to our resort,
and it was very traumatic for me.
We had a 5-day vacation, I think.
Yeah.
And so just trying to be on vacation in that mindset, knowing what had happened,
that we lost a loved one, and so trying to get out of trying to get back to why we were there and to have that mindset. This is our anniversary, but it was hard to get back to that headspace knowing what we had just found out. So it was, you say, you try to laugh, you try to be happy and enjoy the time that you have there, but it's hard when in the back of your mind you know that it's going to end, for one, and you got to go back home and face reality.
Yeah.
So it's it was hard for us to do. Yeah. It was hard, but we were just blessed to. She had came down 6 months prior. Remember, because we were telling her we're going to Cabo. She was like, "I should go with y'all and y'all have fun." And we didn't know that it was going to happen. Right. We just assumed that her healing was here on earth. But God saw fit and he saw otherwise. Right. But yeah.
Now, as far as your dream vacation, what would be your dream vacation? Ooh. Like what location?
My dream vacation?
Ooh. I don't know. I'm thinking
2 weeks anywhere. So no. Anywhere. I say 2 weeks out of the country.
Yeah. There's some beautiful places I've seen.
Oh my goodness.
Pictures of, or you look on social media or whatever, like Bali and
beautiful
Maldives
places
and
that we've never thought about going
places.
to.
Even Africa.
Africa.
I really want to go to Africa. I want to spend about 3 weeks in Africa.
I do want to go to Africa.
To different countries.
Yeah. I want to go to Africa, and yeah, I just want to hop to different countries in Africa.
Now, like I said,
at least 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's got to be, at least 2, but probably 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we mentioned Thailand.
So we're planning. So we're planning for Thailand.
I think that'll be fun. So
oh wow,
I want to stay at least 10 days or so there.
Well, we did say about 2 weeks too, because
they got different little places, islands
that we can hop to, and something that we've never done before. We've never been there, and it's beautiful. So I would love to go. So I'm excited about that vacation. Yeah, are you excited about it?
Nice.
It'll be nice.
It'll be nice. It'll be a good time. So
it will, baby, because I always have fun with you.
And then I mentioned maybe
I
likewise, do. Yeah. And we mentioned maybe we should start like a little vacation club.
Mm.
But honestly, I think we do reach out to people and let them know,
We do,
like
and
on
they
certain vacations, like, hey, we planning on going here. You interested? You want to go? And try to give them as much notice as possible because you know how people are.
and
They
some have good intentions. Some may have the mindset, "Hey, I'm going. We're going.
yeah
We're going." And then, when it comes
yeah so
down to the bottom line,
yeah
unfortunately, it just doesn't unravel that way. So, yeah, but yeah, I think it would be a good idea for us to plan a family vacation and see, and look, we just go with whomever says, "Hey, we're going to go. This is what it is."
But
You
that's
know,
beautiful. But here's
it's
the to
beautiful.
me, I have history with planning vacations, and I've kind of gotten out of the planning
I know.
business,
Yeah,
unless it's for my immediate family, because I've done it over the
and
years,
it's a
and it's
headache.
just it's a lot.
It's so
Because yeah,
exhausting
dealing with people and their
dealing with
excuses
people,
and all that.
excuses,
Yeah.
and um,
But here's the key: you got to get their money up front, or at
it,
least most of their money up front, and that way, if they back out, it doesn't leave you
it
holding the bag,
hanging, holding
right?
the bag.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we've done that before too,
yeah, for sure.
and we're not. And I don't think it's fair. I think that if you commit to something, follow through with it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know, and I know things come up. But if it's not something that has to be dealt with immediately, and it could be put on the back burner, then follow through what you said you were going to do.
yeah,
It's a lot easier to do it that way, you
right.
know.
But yeah, we'll I don't know. We'll
Well, we'll
figure something
see.
out.
We'll see. We don't know yet. We'll see.
We'll figure something out. Hey, I gotta mention this. Like, what do you think about couples or spouses taking separate vacations? Like, you know how people have these girls trips or guys trips, and
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
Ah.
Hold on, let me take a drink before I respond.
Okay. So, um, I personally prefer to take vacations with my husband. Um, I haven't really thought about a girls' trip.
Now you don't have to say that because you're on camera.
No. I've so if I were to take a vacation and that's just going to go visit my sister in Philly, um, that's me and her just me going to visit her and we hanging out, right? But vacationing, I haven't thought about doing a girls trip vacation.
Yeah,
Uh, I like to keep it tight, and now I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with spouses doing their separate vacation. Everybody has their own perspective of what they would like to do when it comes to vacations and who they would like to take vacations with. But me
yeah,
personally, I would prefer to take vacation with my husband.
yeah. Well, me
Yeah.
personally,
Go ahead.
I just I'm not gonna just vacation with random people
People,
I'm not
right? But
that I
like guys
know,
that you
or
know,
yeah.
that you're buddies
If I was
with,
gonna do something like that, it's got to be with somebody that I'm real close to.
or couples
Yeah,
vacation.
or couples. Yeah,
Like
for sure,
we just
couples.
we just
But
did a
no,
couples vacation.
right. But I'm talking about like
Just all
guys
guys.
or all girls.
You telling me, baby, I'll see you in 10 days.
Right. Yeah. No,
I,
I would prefer not to do that anyway.
yeah,
But because like you said, I enjoy going places with you, us having new
yeah,
experiences
together.
together, right?
Mhm.
Now, if you said, "Hey, me and my sister, we gonna go to California, Napa, wine country, or something, and
Mhm.
spend a day, a couple days, or whatever." I don't think I would have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about your company, right?
The
The people
company.
that you're going with. A lot of
Right.
times,
Right.
because man,
It could be a doorway. It could.
I've heard some stories
I'm sure you
and
have.
seen some stuff. So um, it's just all about. Now we're all adults. We're
Right.
all responsible for our actions. All that. Whatever we do, our choices.
Mhm.
We choose it. We gotta live it. But certain people, it's just they're just very negative influences.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to be around certain people, and I'm sure, I wouldn't want to be around certain people, or you wouldn't
Right.
want me to be around certain people. If we're talking, going vacations and stuff like that. So, um,
Can I elaborate a little
But
bit?
I typically don't hang around with those type of people
Yeah, that's what I was
anyway.
going to say. So you're not hanging around people that you. Okay, so
Well, I'm sorry,
I didn't know. I'm sorry, baby, but I personally don't feel that a married man.
should be going with a bunch of single guys,
Yes,
or vice versa,
or
right?
vice versa.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with you on that. Yeah,
I don't think that's not saying that they don't have anything in common. They do. They're
yeah,
men, but your status levels are different. Your
yeah,
statuses are different. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Whereas the single guy mindset is, hey, I'm gonna try to just, I'm gonna try to talk to whomever I can. I'm gonna try to,
Mm-hmm.
There's married guys like, man, I gotta fall back. I'm married. I'm
Right.
cool. I got a wife at home.
Yeah, and that's a good point because
Yeah.
they're single people when they're out, they're probably looking to party and
Have fun.
hang out with certain type of people
Right.
and whatever, right? And by proxy,
Yeah.
that married person is kind of drug along and put into an environment
That could cause temptation.
Yeah, right.
Um, you know, um, and hopefully he's not lacking anything before he went on that vacation
Right.
because that can open the doorway too.
Absolutely.
You can be at a bar or wherever, and you can strike up a conversation just and it can lead into
Yeah.
an interest.
But it comes down to the person.
It,
It's
it
all about
does.
trust at the end of the day. If you trust your partner, you trust your spouse, in whatever situation.
Mhm.
Um, but I think you mentioned a word doorway or a
Yeah.
door. You don't want to just open doors though,
Correct.
to certain things of just recklessly put people in certain types of
And it's so
environments. So
easy. It can
yeah, it's like
easily
yeah,
happen.
for sure.
You know.
Um,
So you don't want to give the enemy a footstool.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Because he can take it and he'll have you thinking, that what you're doing is right. Hey, just do it. Who's gonna know? You're on vacation.
right, right.
Your wife's
What
not
did
gonna,
what they say? What happens in Vegas stays in
stays in
Vegas. That
Vegas.
that
But
type of mentality, right?
right, and people believe that. They
Hmm.
go and get wild there, come
I'm glad you
home.
mentioned that. I used to work with a person, a woman. She told me that she said when she goes out of town across state lines, then it ain't cheating.
Really? Because she's not cheating in state.
Right.
She's
Once you
cheating out of
cross
state.
state lines, it ain't cheating. I was like,
So well
wow.
then what is it then?
I,
It's just having fun.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's still infidelity
Yeah,
because regardless
absolutely.
of what it is, if you are married or in a committed relationship and you step outside of your marriage or that relationship, it's cheating.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
infidelity.
Sure.
So now it's I mean it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
For sure.
So
So I don't know. What else about vacations can we talk about? We covered a lot of stuff.
we did. We covered
Um,
separate vacations,
mhm.
guys and girl vacations,
Your dream vacations.
dream vacations,
We
and
talked
just we talked
about
about the importance of
passports, saving
passports.
for
Yeah,
vacations. Yeah,
I think we covered some
covered
really
a
good.
lot.
We did some really good ground, good discussion.
I'm trying to think of anything else we could talk
Um,
about.
well, yeah, there is. So, unfortunately, what I've been seeing, rather, because I kind of go on YouTube to try to see what's going on sometimes, and I know YouTube does not always report real stories, but I've been seeing a lot of people take vacations and have been having, like some issues. Whereas,
Illness.
yeah, coming back sick or being held against their will.
Oh, so yeah, that's a good point.
So
So
it's
let
scary.
me address this. Like, when we if we go to Thailand, when we go to Thailand, I
Mhm.
gotta speak it into existence. When we
Right.
go to Thailand, I
That's
want to
right,
make
baby.
sure that we get travel insurance because some
Yeah.
of these countries, like even in the DR, I've heard stories where people will get sick there and then they'll go to a hospital
And then making
and
you pay ten
they're gonna
thousand
make you
dollars in
pay
cash
exorbitant amounts of
money.
money
Yeah.
to
In
even
order
get
for them to
treated.
treat
Yeah,
you.
because your insurance is not gonna work there.
No,
Your regular insurance that you have here
it's
in the
no
states is
good
not gonna
there.
work. So you want to make sure you get travel insurance. when you go places like that.
And it makes, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's scary because it makes you not want to travel to certain
Right.
countries.
And then you mentioned safety. That's another thing. I don't know, for some reason, when people go on vacation, they tend to just let their guards down.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, I know these are some beautiful places, and a lot of times they all, they put you in a different mindset and all that. But still, got to have your wits about you. You
Yeah.
know, there's certain things you wouldn't do here in the states. You wouldn't go walking down dark alley,
Right.
2 o'clock in the morning, by yourself or even with a couple people in sketchy areas. You wouldn't just do that. But
so why do it there?
Yeah, so why do it there?
Yeah. And then by yourself.
Yeah. And then,
but why would you even travel alone?
Right, that's another thing.
Females.
Well, even men, because there's
men too. Yeah,
they're harvesting organ. I'm not trying to scare
trafficking.
anybody,
Yeah,
but there's all types of stuff going on. So you just gotta be wary. Keep your wits about you.
Keep your guards up.
And just don't. I know you want to get into that mode to where you're enjoying, trying to have the best time possible, but you definitely got to be smart and don't
travel safely.
just be trusting people. Somebody say, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna take you here. I want to take you to this place, and I'm gonna get on my boat or in my car." No, not by yourself for sure.
Right.
But yeah, that's. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, be very careful, people. It's
sure.
very important.
Yeah, because a lot of times, you get you may have you get the drinking.
Yeah.
And, whatever.
You're inebriated, so you're not really thinking consciously about your environment, because now you're just inebriated and you're just kind of fuzzy. And you're, but I wonder why alcohol does that to us. Why does alcohol just totally knock you off guard? Like it just makes you just
yeah,
just
it's an inhibitor is what it is.
It
inhibits
is.
Certain things in your brain. So, but that's the reason. And then I think a lot of these very very touristy places, they're not trying to mess up their tourism. So they're not trying to have any type of international incident. So most people are gonna, treat you good, and make sure, they don't do anything crazy or try to violate tourists in any kind of way. But
you never know.
Where you have people, you always have good people, and you always have bad people. So you just have to be wary.
Yeah, you do.
I'll give you
be mindful.
I'll give you a story. Me and my friend Tori, we had went to it was Costa Rica, I think it was, and
Panama.
It was, well, we've been both, but we were at a beach, beach town, and we had went to this bar club. It was like a club, I guess, and we sitting there at the bar having drinks, whatever, and this guy comes up, and he's talking all happy go lucky. He's a native there.
Oh wow!
And so he's speaking to us, asking us where we're from, the United States.
And they can tell when you're not from there.
Clearly, knew we were from the United States, and so he's trying to befriend us, and he's like, "Hey, I can take you to this place, that place." We like, "Nah, we just chilling. We ain't going nowhere." And now he's trying to get us to buy him drinks, and I told him, I'm like, "Man, I don't buy guys drinks. That's just not what I'm gonna do anyway." So he's looking at me, and so he's still sitting there talking, and then my friend Tori, he got a little upset, and so he ran the guy off. But so the bartender told us, the female bartender, she told us, she was like, "Yeah, he's a bad guy. Don't trust him.
Oh
he's a very bad
wow!
guy." So she knew him, and but we
which means
we potentially
that's what he
avoided
does.
some kind of situation, but yeah, they know you're not from there,
and they're scoping you out when you walk through the door.
The way you carry yourself, it's easy to pick you out. So just have to be careful, be mindful. But yeah, so I don't want to end on a bad note on vacations.
No, we want to end on a positive note. So vacations are good.
Vacations are great.
If you can take a vacation at least once a year, hey, do it. Don't neglect yourself or deprive yourself. I'm sorry, deprive yourself from vacationing. If you can do it more than once a year, hey,
Yeah,
the more the better.
Prioritize it.
Prioritize,
yeah,
plan it. You know,
make it a priority.
make it a priority, especially
for you, your family, your kids.
There you go.
Like I said, I didn't go on vacations when I was younger, and who knows how that would have changed my life if I would have, been like you, going on multiple vacations.
We went to the same place all the time.
I would have been a happy. I would have been a happy, happy child.
Well, yeah, you're, but but you're making up for it now.
Yeah, I'm making up for it. But yeah, to that point, I'm serious though, kind of.
Yeah.
You never know how that will affect your child's life if you can take them places
Yes.
and expose them to different cultures and people,
environment.
And yeah, it just helps to kind of round them out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So
I
yeah,
agree.
it's very important.
It is. It's very important. And again, if you can do it, please do it. And I just think about time. Time is so short, and we don't have time to waste.
Right. Exactly.
That's one thing we don't have time to do, and that's waste it. So if you can, use your time wisely, and be as productive as you can with your time, and just make it a priority to just spend as much time as you can with your family. It's very important. We don't get but one life, and once this life is over, that's it.
Yeah. And on that note, we'll end it at that. Again, this episode of We Are the Tolens, or Live with the Tolens.
Live with the Tolens
is sponsored by
LaToi's. No, is it Talking with the Tolens? Let's talk with
Let's
the
talk
Tolens.
with the Tolens.
You said Live with the Tolens.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah.
We are live.
That's okay.
Let's talk with the Tolens. LaToi's seafood sauce.
Hey,
get your bottle.
Get your
get
bottle.
It today. Get it today while supplies last. All right.
See you guys next time.
Peace.
Thank you for joining.